Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll, all in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas, 91.1 FM, The Boss.
The program presented are submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
Good morning, and God bless you. We are almost at that 12 o'clock noon hour. At KNLY, we're having a wonderful day here at The Boss. Today's guest is just a unique jewel in the earth, and I always love the platforms that God provides or has provided us to bring people on. Had the pleasure of meeting her at the Les Brown event over the weekend, and so, God is just truly amazing in how He orders our steps and put people in your lives. And I have today with me Miss Mia White. She's with Copeland's insurance group, but there's a little bit more to this young lady that I will get a chance to not only engage with her in conversation, but I want her to introduce herself, and let's go.
Hey, hello everyone. I'm Mia White. Very excited to be here. Blessed. Thank you so much for having me.
Excited or nervous? Which one?
Both. It's going all over the place.
Good. It's good that you're excited and you're nervous. That says that you're right where you're supposed to be, and this is the ordained time that God has sanctioned for you to be here. How long have you been in insurance?
I have been in insurance for a year and a half now.
Okay. What made you decide to, and I'm often amazed when I ask this question, because I've learned that people's passion, or whatever someone's passion is, that's what they pursue, but their peace is tied to it, and that becomes the thing that God moves us in. This morning I had a young lady named Miss Nikki Helms. So she's in insurance, and she talked about being a caregiver, caring for kids, daycare for a while. And then she just, at a certain age, God shifted her career, her vocation in life. So for you, have you always had an interest in insurance? How did you get over into this particular field?
I just love people, period. I've always been a people person. I meet no strangers. I was actually working at a nail salon, and then that job kind of, it's hard for me to not, take care of the people who's there. I try to take up for them, and so I lost that job, and somehow God found the insurance. It found me. And so from there, I just love it, because I'm a people person, like I said, and I love to help people.
I tell people that God will present you with what He's ordained for you, and you have to be able to not only discern that this is His will. There's an actual scripture, Romans 12 talks about in verse 2, says that you may prove what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God as it relates to us. And then, we know that God works His will within us, both to will and to do of His good pleasures. And so He's getting us pregnant with what benefits others. And I tell people God never calls or gives us an assignment without instruction, but is always attached to purpose, people, and prophecy as it relates to time. And so you've moved in it. So how has it been? Because when you have so many agents and so many different companies, what sets Copeland apart?
Well, Copeland, I actually just transferred over to them because I was just doing strictly life insurance. But then I've met so many people like Oscar Hines, and he was telling me, Mia, you need to go ahead and also do health and Medicare and Medicaid. That way when you go into a home to take care of, the people for life insurance, you want to make sure you're able to take care of them fully. And so that's what drove me to Copeland Insurance Group. And so I just switched that over, and it's a whole nother language when it comes to Medicare and Medicaid from life. So I'm still learning that there.
Well, you have the right approach. You definitely have the right heart in relations to wanting to not only help others and being in customer service. This is what this is.
Yes.
And sales. You have to have not only a heart, but a passion for what you do, but be also compassionate, and then being able to relate And I think when we talk about businesses and entrepreneurship, being able to relate to your client or have some kind of compassion to the degree that you're not only able to provide a service,
right,
but is, you know, at the end of the day, it should never be about just closing the deal,
correct,
or
exactly,
making people a dollar and cent.
That's right.
It's about the overall care as well as building the rapport and the relationship.
Right.
So in a year's time, you found pretty much your niche. You've gotten settled in it. But there's some other things that I want to highlight, because you are also an author.
Yes.
And,
Thank
and
God.
you have a book on life insurance.
Yes.
How much do you value your life, by Mia T. White,
Yes.
award-winning author. And so what inspired you to pen the book on life insurance?
Well, every morning you have to stay kind of motivated, because you're strictly 100% commission. So every morning I was always listening to Les Brown, and I found out that he was coming to Houston back in October.
Okay.
October the 21st through the 23rd. And so I registered to go see him. Les didn't show up until Sunday, but I had the privilege to see Raymond Aaron. And he spoke about, Mia, there's so many life insurance agents out there. You're in the sea of sameness. For you to get out the sea of sameness, you have to do something different from everybody else. And that's where he said you should write a book. And that's where the book of life insurance came from.
Well, give me, just a few things. And one of the things I actually want to, target in regards to chapter 2, talks about, can I keep it real?
Yes.
And how are we sleeping and need to wake up? Expound on that a little bit for our listeners.
Well, society makes it, mandatory for us to have home insurance, car insurance, cell phone insurance, all these other insurance, but why not life insurance? You have to have life before you have everything else. Why is it not important for us to have life insurance to protect us? God forbid, if when it's our time, are we leaving burdens behind? Or are we leaving, love behind? So just wake up. We got to protect ourselves. We got to make sure our kids is protected. We're not promised tomorrow, so.
In part of your book, you have an actual, in chapter 5, talks about uninsurable. And I'm certain there are people who, have come in contact with an agent and found that they were uninsurable. But there are people who are probably listening and following along on our social media platforms that may not know some of the things that, are allotted or available. And I don't know if it's, different per agent or per insurance company, but I want you to be able to share with those who are listening. In being uninsured, does Copeland stick to the same guidelines in which you're referencing in the book, or is that it just varies between each
It varies.
entity? Okay. Give me some examples of uninsurable.
Well, if you're overweight, you can be uninsurable.
What? Wait a minute. Back up. Please back up.
Because that deals with your health.
But, okay.
You got diabetes.
Okay.
You got all that. So all that plays into it. So your health, HIV, you name it. If you're taking a lot of medications, they can turn you down. So it's like you want to take care of yourself. You want to get insurance before you start getting sick.
But here's my question, and I guess you can see by my face, I'm like, you have people that have that struggle with obesity, and they're not, because making that statement in regards to weight makes them uninsurable. Is it weight tied to medical conditions that makes them uninsurable, or is it just weight in general?
Weight in general.
So would that not fall in the category? And I can't even bring the person. I want to bring my tech, Carlos. Carlos, can you help me with this? Because I'm having an issue. I think that's discriminatory towards someone that struggles with weight.
Right.
And that's something that I think should be literally looked into and addressed. I mean, just for me, that was gut punching.
Yeah.
And then you also have people, you mentioned diabetes and things of that nature, but people don't have to be overweight to struggle with medical issues.
No.
You have kids that are, dealing with adult diseases.
Yes.
We have some events. I just had Miss Leslie on with ADA. with the American Diabetes Association, and we got more insight in things that I didn't know. But you know, when you consider kids that are dealing with these things, having to take insulin, things, does that make them uninsurable?
Yeah, insulin.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the weight, you know, certain amount. However, like if you're in the 300 plus, of course you're not going to be insurable. You're uninsurable right there. Now,
Wow.
the more you weigh, your ratings can go up higher. They might charge you another fee for it, but when you get over a certain tier, then you won't be able to get life insurance. I know. I went into this home, and the lady was just so sweet. She didn't have any, she wasn't taking any medications. The only thing that was her problem was her weight. And she was way past, because we have a scale that you have to follow, and she was off the scale. And by her being off that scale, she could not get life insurance. I could not write her up.
You know,
I wrote her kids up. I couldn't write her up. I couldn't write her husband up because her husband had HIV. Even though he's been in remission for over maybe 2 years, I still couldn't write him up.
Wow. I'm speechless. I'm like literally speechless. Just to hear you say that these are the things. I also had a chance to glean in reference to being arrested. I mean,
Yeah.
Elaborate on that, because you all about to lose like half of the people that would patronize your business. So help me with someone being arrested and can't get insured.
Well, if you're arrested, well, let's just say if you're in underwriting and they find out you got arrested, then they're going to take you off. Why should they insure you if you're arrested or if you're, incarcerated? Because if you're incarcerated, there's no way you can get.
That's when they need the insurance.
Yeah.
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 If they're going to need, listen, for all of those who insure people, if they are incarcerated, they are going to need that insurance just in case when they get out or while they're in for coverage.
I agree
That
with
is-
you.
Wow.
Yeah. Speechless, huh?
I'm stuck. I'm like literally stuck.
Yeah.
At just wow. Now you were inspired, to get out of the sea of sameness. Okay, what would you share with someone that is, based on what I know about you, single mother, definitely caring for your kids, having one going on off to college.
Yes.
We know the things that inspire us and motivate us. But how do you find the balance in rearing, teenage kids, college-bound kids? And I actually had the opportunity to interview one of your sons on Saturday.
Yes.
And it was his birthday, so
Yes.
that was a big thing because he desired to see less, and
Yes, he did.
that said a lot, not just in reference to him, but in reference to you as a mother who's not only in motivating your kids to pursue, but to achieve things outside of sameness.
Right.
How are you balancing being an author, being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, and still having to, be the cheerleader of your kids?
It's hard, but I love my kids. So I would do whatever, even if I have to reschedule clients just to be there to go to a sports game, or if they're sick or whatnot, I would do whatever I have to do to be there for my kids, period.
Well, I want to, make mention of the book again. She has some others coming real soon, so we're definitely going to bring her back here. But there's some things that she's doing to help get her son not only to college, but with some other expenses. And we all know what it's like. And so if you're watching and you're listening, I want to encourage you to look her up. She's about to give out some information. She has a means by which you can aid and assist in all that she's doing, and then also how she can help you. So with that being said, Ms. White, I need you to give them Facebook, Instagram, phone number. How can they get in contact? And then information on the book.
All right. So you can actually contact me at 281-623-3968. You will reach me directly. If you have any questions in regards to life insurance, to Medicare, to Medicaid, if you want to know about the book, you can go on to www.thebookonlifeinsurance.com. I'm also on Amazon. If you can look me up on Instagram, that's the Book on Life Insurance as well. I'm on Facebook as just Mia White, but you'll definitely be able to find me.
Listen, if you can't find her, you can find me, and all the information will be on my page. So please look, not only on my page, Orlando Daniels, but KNLY 91.1 The Boss. Today's Entrepreneur. I'm your host, Orlando Daniels. You all make it a great day.